Hey guys, welcome back to Tank Tops and Sweaters. I'm Kelly and this is Yvette, and we are here today to talk about making time, not excuses, because we all know that things are easier when we make excuses.
Much easier. Yes. So making time, not excuses, which I keep messing up because I want to say making excuses, not
Not
time,
time.
which is kind of the same thing.
It
But
really is.
yes, it really, really is. I think this came up because Kelly and I have been noticing kind of throughout our industry, it's
Yeah.
specifically, but just in our own experiences working with clients, that we're finding a lot are making excuses and not taking the time, and how essential and important making that time is. Let's be honest here, we all have excuses, and we have,
And lots of them.
yes, lots of them, and very valid excuses.
Yes.
We're not trying to say like you're fluffing it off or you're just trying to get out of something, but it is really hard nowadays, now that life is really picking up and moving, and schedules are getting packed and full and up again. It's hard to carve out that time for yourself.
It's much easier to say, oh, it can wait. I have to go to the store, or it can wait. I need to do the laundry, or I'm going to sleep in another extra 30 minutes, or there's so many things that we all do it. I did it this morning. I was like, I gotta not make these excuses. I'm gonna go do my run. No excuses this morning. But it's hard. It's really getting past that mental block of, let me come up with these reasons why I shouldn't do it, or I don't need to do it. I don't have time.
Completely. Yes, it is really hard because your schedule is, I've got to do the laundry, the dishes, clean the house, make all the lunches and the dinners and help with homework. And there's just so much that we, especially as moms
Take on.
and as women, we take on. But it's really, really hard to sit there and say, okay, I'm going to take this 30 minutes for myself, or I'm
Right.
going to take this hour for myself. And even taking 10, 15 minutes for yourself,
Right.
super duper important, because the bottom line of this, it's an investment that you need to make into yourself.
That's right. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, and we've said this many times, that we're not going to be there, we're not going to be able to take care of everybody else. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to take care of everybody else. But think about it. If we are not investing in our own health, in our own um, mental health, in our own well-being, then we really can't be there fully for the rest of our family, for our kids, for our partners, for our parents, for anybody really. It's really important to make ourselves a priority, I think.
Definitely. So let's get into the excuses, people. let's go over them. What are some excuses you've heard, Kelly?
Oh my goodness. I have heard, I just can't get out of bed this morning, or um my dog needs me at home. I mean, I don't feel quite right. I think my
Yeah.
head hurts. I'm a
Hmm.
little sore. I got to go
Yeah.
to the grocery store. How about you? What have you heard lately?
Oh my God, I love those. Those are awesome. I'm just, I'm really, really busy right now. My schedule is full. One that really just kind of gets me sometimes is the, well, I'm just not ready yet. I'm just not ready. And it's, well, what do you mean you're not ready? And it's the, well, I have to build up my endurance or my strength in order to, participate in your class. And I'm thinking, whoa,
Yeah.
that's literally what this is about.
Or
What this is for is to help you build that endurance and that strength. And I think there's such a misconception over that. And we'll get into that in a moment.
yeah.
Some other excuses that I have heard. I love that my dog needs me. That is hysterical. It's just
There's a
hysterical.
lot. There's a lot we hear.
Yep, yep. Um, Volunteering at school,
That's another one. Yes.
that's another one. Um, Going on, going out of town, going on vacation, those
My
completely
favorite is like, I have to prep because I'm going out of town.
yes, yes, I have to prep because I'm going into well, I kind of get that.
Yeah.
Part of prepping should be you carving out some time for yourself. So yeah, lots of fun excuses. We could probably go on and on and
Oh,
on.
I'm sure there's a million of them.
So now I get to what excuses have you made?
Oh my goodness. This was funny because this morning I thought about it. I had 30 minutes to do run before I had to get a shower and get to work. And I thought, I don't really have to do this today. Do I? I'll do something later this afternoon. Maybe I'll get on the bike or I'll do this. And I thought to myself, oh, we need to stop right here. We're not making excuses. You got 30 minutes, girl, go get your run in.
Mhm.
But it is really easy to say, like, I'll do it later. And I'm gonna drink my coffee right now instead, or I'm gonna finish this. The laundry's still gonna be there. Drink your coffee when you're done. But we still come up with those.
Oh yeah,
You had any lately?
I'm terrible at that because especially being at home, I'm walking through the house and instead of like, okay, I'm gonna get my butt out the door, I'm gonna take
Mhm.
my walk. It's well, I'm just gonna start this load,
Yeah.
before I go. Oh, well, the bathroom really needs a scrub. I'll just do that really fast and then, I can go. Or, I walk past my son's room. It's like, I can just do this really quickly.
Pretty
Or
quick. Yeah.
I'll vacuum or whatever it is. It's just constant
Right.
distractions for me. And I feel like then it's like, oh, well, now I have to go. Like it's time for me to
Now you
go
have
and
yeah.
pick up my son, or I have to go to the grocery store now, or my appointment's now, so I have to leave. And it's and then
Doesn't that work out? Yeah.
yeah, and then you've lost that time.
Right.
Whereas really what we're saying here is we have to make the time. We have to carve out the time. We have to. I love a point that Kelly said. She said, schedule it into
Yes.
your schedule.
Yes. I
Really.
think that's the most important thing. It's like when you write down dentist appointments, doctor's appointments,
Mhm.
whatever else it is, but do you write down that time for you? Because it's just as important as anything else in that schedule.
I
Just
absolutely
blocking
agree.
out, even if it's 30 minutes, blocking out that 30 minutes of you time, exercise time,
Yes.
movement.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. So we are going to get into some tools that we can use. But I'm going to go back to that whole
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's go back to that.
students making or clients making the excuse of I'm not
Not ready.
ready or I'm not good enough yet to take, or, I want to build my endurance and strength. So
Yes.
what do you say to that?
I say you got to start somewhere. Why not start here? Because at the gym, there's somebody there to hold you accountable and help you. At home, it's so much easier to make excuses. Think about it. If you have somebody that's meeting you at the gym, or you've paid for a trainer or a class, you are way more likely to go because you set that appointment. At home, it's so much easier to say, "I'm gonna clean this or do that." And, oh, I'll start it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow.
Hmm.
So I think that I'm always encouraging them to come in and we'll start and help them understand we'll start at your level. We'll start where you are and we'll work up to where you want to be. But having that accountability makes a big difference.
Do
What do
you?
you say?
Oh, it's pretty much the same thing. It's mine is more of like I'm not looking for perfection here. This is not about perfection. This is about you and your journey, where you are with your movement in your own personal body. Like that
Yeah.
is more important than how high your leg is
Yeah.
kicking, or, how pointed are those toes, or how straight, it's that's not the goal here. The level your legs are going to go up or down or whatever is not the important part of the whole movement journey. It is
Right.
about meeting yourself and where your body is at this very moment.
And just
Um,
moving.
yeah, and it's moving. It is
Yeah.
moving. And and I say this throughout my class, during class, is, sometimes we'll do a Batma kick to the
Mhm.
side. And I'll say this all the time. It is not how high you kick this leg. It's how straight can you make it? Are you, really squeezing those muscles from the top of your thigh to your toes? It's not how high this is going to go. This is not about matching me
Right. It's about
and
doing
my level. It's about meeting yourself at
right.
yours. And I think that is such a misconception, and it's hard, I think, especially from my online platform for my
Mhm.
students, because they are at home, and
Right.
so they're trying to match me and my movement, and I'm just an example.
Right.
I'm only an example. I'm not expecting them to be this, you know perfect kick and go all the
Right.
way up to your head. It's like,
Yeah, it's
that's
not
not.
about perfection. It's about
No.
working your muscles to their ability,
Right.
really, and
Right.
getting a good workout in. It's not they don't have to be perfect. And I tell people this all the time too. Like somebody may be on their knees to do push-ups. Somebody may just be holding plank because they can't bend their elbows. Somebody may be doing full out push-ups. It's okay. You're doing whatever level you're at. And that you're moving. That's the important part is you're working your muscles and you're moving. I'm not looking
Exactly.
for like everybody to be perfect in a row and,
No,
doing it all the same.
no. And like, I've injured my lower back, and I've, said that. Like, my kicks aren't going to be as high today, or I'm
Yeah,
only going to, in the past, I'm only going to be able to take my foot to my ankle, not my
yeah.
knee. It's things like that, because I really want to be an example for my students as well, of like, you can modify, or you can just meet your body and your
Um,
movement at where you're at. This is about strengthening you, not strengthening me.
right.
And my
And I
this
think that's like one of the things that we need to change the narrative of is taking the focus of being just like the instructor and just finding the best that you can do in your body at that moment.
Yeah, because we're all different. We have all different abilities. And you also have to keep in mind a very, very important thing. Instructors have been doing this for a long time. So this is not something that they've perfected within like a week or a month.
Right.
This is like years and years of
Yes.
practice. So
Yes.
our bodies are used to doing these movements. And yeah, it may look like we do them flawlessly or effortlessly, or, our legs are going up as high as our heads. But that's really because we have been doing this for a long time, years and years and
Right.
years of practice, of over and
Mhm.
over and over again. So, and honestly,
Exactly.
though, I find that even in my classes, when I'm doing them with my students, I still get challenged. My
Oh, me
body is
too.
still working hard. I still feel like I'm finding my strength, because I will meet myself in those movements and I challenge myself. Can I go a little deeper in my push up? Can my leg go a little bit higher? Can I
Mhm.
stretch a little bit further? So,
Exactly.
you do want to have that, but
Mhm.
it really is not about perfection. Like,
No, it's really just about moving
it
and
is.
you know, being in touch with your body, connecting and knowing where you can go and what you can do and how you feel, and really just getting that movement in, making time to get
Making
that movement
time.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So how do we
let's,
make time?
yeah, let's go back to making that time. So, um, I think carving out a specific time for yourself and putting it on your schedule, I love that
Yeah.
idea, because I think it is basically you're making an appointment just
Mhm.
like you would your doctor or your dentist or whatever.
And
And
don't cancel it.
and you can't cancel it, and it's super important for you, right?
Mhm.
So I love that idea. um
I also
morning.
like the idea of like a workout buddy or a walking buddy or running
Yes,
buddy, somebody that it's the same kind of thing that you are going to meet. So you're not going to disappoint them by not showing up.
right,
So kind of along the
right.
same lines.
I love that, holding each other accountability.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is a really good idea. What was I gonna say?
Sorry.
I lost my thought. No, it's okay.
I
Um,
also think that like finding the like looking at your schedule and finding the times that are flexible,
yes,
you know.
yes. I think definitely carving out time, but you're right, finding those times that are flexible, because sometimes, especially on the weekends,
Hmm.
I don't necessarily have a set schedule. So sometimes I'll just be like, oh, my family's relaxing now. I'm just going to go take my walk.
Right.
And it's super easy, right?
Mhm.
I think those are the moments where you just have to decide that you're just going to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
definitely.
And go ahead.
No, go for it.
I think finding something that you love. I think like you
Yeah.
love walking in nature. I think that it gives you that happy feeling, so you're more likely to do it, right? If it's something you love instead of something you dread. I love doing Pilates, so I don't dread it when I do Pilates. Do you know what I mean? Like I think really
Mhm.
finding that way of moving that makes you happy and joyful,
Yes.
that makes a big difference.
So that's interesting. I was just talking to a client and she was sick. And so she's just getting over having like a really bad cold. And she said that her body was craving movement. And she's like, it's like I was craving it. She's like, I was really craving it. She's like, I felt like crap, but I was really craving
You were
movement.
craving it. You need to
And
move.
I thought that was so interesting because I think it's really true. When you have a routine, you have a pattern with your body of movement. When you don't have that same routine keeping on going, then it's really, really hard for your body to
Yeah,
pick that back up and start again. And
right.
I think that's another excuse that we can really make is when you've gotten off of that pattern, it's super hard to get it started again. Like
It
I
really is.
understand that because you're not at the same strength as when you stopped, and you're not at
And
the
it's
same
frustrating.
level. And it's very frustrating because your body's still recovering. And even though you may
Mhm.
be able to move and you may be able to do a class, it's just not at that same level or at that same strength that you had before. So it's hard to build that up again, but it's so worth it
It is so
because
worth it.
that serotonin and the adrenaline that's released into your brain is like that's what it's craving. Like your body
Yes,
is craving that.
exactly. And we just need, I think when you get sick or injured or have a surgery or something, I think it's like you said, it's really hard to start back up because you're not there. But I think the things we tell ourselves needs to change to maybe like, I've done this before. I know I can do this. I can come back even stronger. And I know that if I work hard, I can get there. And give
Mhm.
yourself time to heal, but also understand it's going to take time to get back to where you were
Mhm.
and having that motivation that I can do it.
And giving yourself time
Yes.
instead of like wanting to get there now, like
Hmm.
giving yourself the time to build that back up and taking it one class, one day at a time, because it will come. You will get back there. And like Kelly said, you'll be stronger than you were before, but you just have to give yourself time.
Yeah. And I think it's just under giving ourselves a little grace as we go and realizing, one, movement is important. And two, I need to listen to my body and say, how
Hmm.
much can I do today? But I think just scheduling that time for yourself, no matter how you do it, whether you have a buddy or you put it on your calendar or you go to a class or a trainer, or you schedule an online class, whatever you do, you just really have to make sure that you stick to it for you and invest that time in yourself.
So when you're scheduling like your days,
Mhm.
do you sit down like on Sunday and schedule like your whole week out? do you sit down like Friday night? Like when do you kind of sit down, or do you just take it day by day?
No, I don't take it day by day. So we normally, when we're not in hurricane mode like we are right now, we normally have like a family meeting on Sunday. And so that means whoever's in the house at the time, kids are in and out as they get older, but sits down and we figure out everybody's schedules, we figure out dinners and who's making them. And then I sit down and put in all of my appointments and classes and things like that. And then I'll schedule in, I'll try to say, I'll schedule my own workouts. Like today, I knew I just had personal training clients. I wasn't teaching any classes, so I needed to get my own workout in. So I scheduled
Ah,
in my run for Tuesday morning before I went to work. So that's the way I do it. It doesn't always fall that way. Sometimes it changes. I'm flexible about it, but at least I have something to start with, and it's not. I know
yeah,
I have something. How about
I love
you?
that. Kind of the same thing. Like I have a check-in with myself on Sundays, and I like putting everything down on the calendar, and I'll look at, appointments. I'll look at any kind of, all the classes that I have going on, any meetings that I might have, and I just write it all in.
Mhm.
And some of it's already written in because I've done it beforehand, but just kind of a visual overview of what's happening. And then, yes, I love putting in there like 30-minute walk or
Yeah.
60-minute walk, and I love walking with someone or with friends because I feel like it makes it so much more fun. And when you're talking with someone, you can have some really great conversation. Then you don't really feel like you're exercising.
It goes by faster too,
It
I
goes
think.
by
It's a lot more
faster and
fun.
it's so enjoyable. Not that I don't
Yeah,
love walking on my own, because
right,
on my own, I'll like throw a podcast on, maybe listen to some music, or just be in the
right,
stillness of the, wild outside world.
exactly.
But I love grabbing my husband when I can. And those are the walks that are great because during the week, he also works from home. So if I know he has a long break between calls, I'll be like, all right, we're
Nice.
walking. And so you just take those opportunities.
Yes,
May not be scheduled on your calendar specifically, but you just take those opportunities and you just say, hey, we're going to go take a walk. And
right.
I love it because most of the time he's like, oh, okay. He
Yeah,
gets on his shoes and out we go.
I
We're
love
doing this.
that. I love that.
Yeah. So I
That's a
think
great
it's sort
way.
of a mix of, for me, that sort of just works. But if I want to walk with a friend, I try and give them, a few days notice or
Yeah,
weeks notice, like, hey, how about
yeah.
Thursday?
And I know people probably look at us and go, "Yeah, but your kids are older." But I will tell you, like, I know I had challenges when they were younger, and I'm sure you did too. And it really was there was a couple years where I got up and I was at the gym by 5 o'clock in the morning and I got my workout in and I came home when the kids were waking up and we all got ready and left the house and my workout was done. Right. That was
Yep.
like my way of scheduling it. And I know it sounds hard. Everybody's like, oh, I need sleep. I need sleep. Well, I did too. The thing is I cut out watching extra TV. I cut out scrolling on social media. Like there
Yep.
are things that I think you just have to say what's more important, that watching the
Well,
show or getting my exercise.
yes. Yes, I absolutely agree. Like when my son was younger, it was kind of something I carved out.
Mhm.
This is mom time. Like this is for me. I need this. So I actually did my classes at night because getting up in the morning, getting breakfast ready, getting everyone out the door, getting my son to school, making the lunches, blah, blah, blah. So I carved my time out at night and would make dinner and then leave, go do my class for an hour.
Oh,
And honestly, that was the best.
was
And I'll
it?
tell you what, like it wasn't every night, so I didn't miss
Mhm.
dinner with my family every night, but it really made my son and my husband have to bond.
Mm.
And then
That's good.
they got their time together, right?
I would have
When
never
they're
thought of that. That's awesome.
when they're small, it's really hard
It
because
is.
especially
They
if
want
one
mom.
is working full time and is away from
Mhm.
the house and the other one gets to stay, so it's hard. And especially if you're both working full time, that
Mhm.
is really precious time, and I absolutely understand. But maybe if you just gave up bath time, or, getting them ready for bed, um, once or twice a week is so little amounts compared to the benefit of them being able to spend time with the other partner or
Right.
parent. And you are benefiting from it by giving yourself the me time that you absolutely need, and going and moving your body.
Yeah. Do you feel
So,
like it made you a better mom, being able to carve out that time and
oh
have
yeah,
time for it? Me
definitely. Like,
too.
huge mental health,
Yes.
huge mental health
Yes.
stimulation, and just a boost of, I always felt so much better coming home.
Mhm.
Like, after the workout, it just made me, I was much more relaxed.
Yeah.
I could think more clearly. I didn't feel the weight of the world, you know?
Some of that anxiety's gone, but
Right.
yeah.
And I loved
Mm.
it at night, because then I felt like when I went home, it was like, I'm relaxed. I can go to bed, I can sleep, and I know tomorrow's a new day.
That's awesome.
And
And
so
see,
it was,
I was the opposite.
yeah, yeah. And that's totally, like, you have to
Yeah,
find what works for you. And we're just like two examples of what we
exactly.
found worked for us. But I think that's sort of, that was our secret sauce in a way. Of
It
just,
really was. It was just
mhm.
like it was one of those things for me that the evenings were so hard because we had 3 kids in 3 different
Oh,
directions.
yeah.
And it wasn't even just dinner, it was T-ball and dance and this or
Mhm.
that. And so it was, how do I find that time? Because I know it's gonna make me a better mom, a better wife, a happier person, a
So,
healthier person. And so that's what I just decided, that I would get up earlier, get
mhm.
it in before they woke up, and then I was having to get everybody up and ready and out the door. And then I felt like energized, like I got
Yeah.
this now. I've done my workout. I got this day.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Did you ever, like, do walks around the track during T-ball, or
Yes,
take a walk
actually,
with
yes,
friends or the other parents or whatever? Like, hey, let's go
yes.
for a walk type thing. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
that
Did
too.
you do that too? Yeah,
Yeah,
we did that at T-ball a lot. Just
yeah.
kind of like, I gotta walk. So we would like walk around, whether there was like we would just walk around the field, or, whatever
Uh-huh.
there was there at the time. But that's also another way.
Mhm.
Another thing I did too when they were really little is I would take out a bunch of stuff and we would create obstacle courses. And like I would make one and we would all do it. And then they would make one and we'd all do it. And it was just moving, and it was fun and outside, and
I love that.
you know,
That is
something different.
awesome.
So it's just finding the little they don't have to be big moments. It doesn't have to be like a 5-hour bike ride.
Mhm.
It can be a 20, 30-minute walk, run, play outside. Just moving makes the biggest difference
Mhm.
overall.
I love that you included your kids in the obstacle course. That is awesome. I think that's another key too. Like, if you can't get away from your kids, you
Work out with them.
can't get a break. Yeah, work out with them. Like, that's still you time. That is still moving your body and creating movement for yourself. So, and it's a great example for them as well.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I so my kids kind of grew up coming to the gym. Like Monty and I sometimes would switch off if I didn't get a morning workout and I did an evening one or was doing something different, we would switch off in the gym parking lot. There were times where they came with me, and my
Hmm.
trainer would give them a ball to play with and would do things with them too and include them in it. I still do that when people bring kids in. I
Yeah.
love it. I'm like, let's hula hoop. Let's,
Yes.
here's a ball, throw it to me. So
Yeah.
I think that there's ways to still not have to use the kids as an excuse, to be able to include them in it too.
Yeah. And so, like, again, my platform being online, I love it because sometimes you can see on the screens, like, the kids are, you know, running around in the background, or
Mhm.
they've grabbed mom's ball and they're throwing it at each other.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hysterical sometimes. Or
I
they're
love
doing
it.
the moves with them.
Yes,
So, you never know what's gonna happen, and what kind of example that you're setting. So just being aware of taking care of yourself and doing what is best for you and your body is really helping them to understand what is best for their health and their bodies.
Exactly.
And also teaching them to carve out time for themselves because
Mhm.
as they grow, they need to have that ability. They need to have um that strength of knowing how to carve out time for themselves, how to make the time.
And how it affects their body too, I think, knowing that
Mhm.
like, "Hey, I'm stressed out, a 15-minute walk in between this homework and not homework, and I can clear my head, and I can concentrate better." The modeling to them that it affects our health, altogether makes us better, happier, healthier.
Happier, yes, happier, healthier people.
That's right, that's right, that's what we want.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I think we're coming to the end of our conversation for this, but we invite you all to follow us on social media at Tank Tops and Sweaters on Instagram and our brand new website, www.tanktopsandsweaters.com. We have some great blogs up there, which we will be posting as well. And the YouTube channel, please click and follow. We love to hear from you. If you have any questions, please let us know.
Anything you wanna talk about, anything you want us to talk about, we'd love to hear from you.
We have happy hours that we try and plan once a month. These are live events that you can join us and ask us any questions about any of the topics we have covered so far. We just invite you to sit back, relax, and let us know. We usually have a little glass of wine or a cocktail in our hands, and it's a great time.
Exactly.
So we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and we can't wait to see you next time. Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.